It makes me wanna cry.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
What do we call it? We call it an open mind. An open mind. Greetings, greetings, greetings. We bring from Jah. Blessings upon blessings to each and everyone. We thank you for joining us. If you're joining us via our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, listening, I'm going to say massive shouts to you if you're in tuned with us via our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com. We want to say greetings and massive shouts go out to you. If you're listening to us via the Victorious 89.1 FM, we want to say greetings, big ups to you. Thanks for joining. If you're listening via our tuning apps or any of the apps, we definitely want to say big shouts go out to you and thank you so much for joining us. Want to say big shouts if you're joining us through You Choose Radio. Want to say big shouts to you. Thank you for joining us as well. Man, I'm telling you, all of the platform, may it be Facebook, may it be Instagram, may it be YouTube. We want to say blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings to you. Yeah. And we thank you for joining us. Right. And also, before we go into all of these topics and our other panels, say greetings to each and every one. We just want to take this opportunity to invite you all to join us for all the other fantabulous programmings here on DA Powerhouse Radio. And join us on Saturday for the Lady D show from 12 to 4 p.m. And also be sure to join us for All About Love, Nothing But Love from 7 to 9 p.m. on a Sunday evening. If you haven't checked out that program, trust and believe you need to check it out. You definitely need to check out that program. All righty. Man, I'm telling you, it's a fantabulous day. It's on and off rainy day here in Georgia. But nonetheless, God has to water the earth. It's helping me so that I don't have to water my garden outside and my flower beds. So I'm really, really thankful for that. Well, we have Noni's gonna be checking in. We have Queen that's gonna be checking in a few. We have Michelle that is back. So greetings, Michelle. Did I say big shouts to You Choose Radio, DJ VJ Smile, Ross Dougal? Want to say big shouts to you all if y'all listening via that outlet. Want to say massive shouts and thank you as well for joining us right here. Big shouts to you, Dom Minot. Dom Minot says, good evening, Lady D and the panel. And Dom, yes, we do have your topic lined up here. Leonie, I also want to say big shouts to you. We do have your topic as well lined up here, Leonie. And yeah, we've been getting topics coming in to us to reason on. So yeah, we just we have a barrage of topics that we people are starting to flood us with reasoning topics, and we do appreciate it and we love it. We must say that we definitely love it. So let me, without further ado, let me allow the panels to go on and introduce themselves and big up themselves and big you up, and then we'll go over some of the reasoning topics. Although we're playing it kind of by ear, but some of the things that is in our reasoning chat, we're gonna touch one and two of them. So starting up at top, the respecta.
Lady,
Yes, I
can
can
you hear
hear
me?
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being concerned about us and supporting us. Continue to stay positive and uplift. And don't watch the little minor stuff that's going on in this world. Let's focus on you and family.
Right. Jai, you want to touch it? Say hello to the listening audience.
Hello, hello, everybody, and thanks for always having me.
All right, we have next down there, Noni the Juice. What's going on?
Welcome, welcome. So good to be here for another Reasoning Thursday. Just want to thank everyone who's out there listening on the different internet platforms. Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a great Reasoning Thursday. I look forward to it. And hello, panel. Good to be here. Lady D, the
Blessings,
Respecta, Jai, Michelle.
blessings. Michelle, welcome back. I'm,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
glad.
so happy.
You're glad. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys. So, hi everyone. Welcome this evening. We're looking forward to have a great show as always with our wonderful panel and a wonderful audience and all the platforms. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And let's do this evening.
All right. Well, we definitely gonna do it this evening. We're gonna Queen is gonna come on and we're gonna piggyback a little bit off of last week. And then we had Michelle, I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to view back the program, because I was viewing back the program today because I didn't get the opportunity until today to go back over. Sometimes we all need to go back and view the program on YouTube. And let me tell you, that program was hotter wax last week. Did you get an opportunity,
Ooh,
Michelle?
you know what? I did. And every time I said I was going to get it because I wanted to make sure, you know, to catch up. But you know what? I still have the opportunity to do it. And I know
You
you guys will catch me up either way too.
you know we will. You know we definitely will. But listening audience, each and every week, just go and check out the YouTube channel. Share it. That's another thing. We ask you all to share the program. Share the program and tell a friend and a friend and a family member about this platform right here, Reasoning Thursdays, one of the hottest programs on the web. All right. And it is a program where we agree to disagree. And yeah, I guess no one's showing their face today. What's going on? We're hiding. We're hiding behind cameras today. But now I'm putting my face up. I'm putting my face up. Well, still waiting on Queen. I don't know if Queen under the weather, but yeah, Robert Kennedy. He's in I guess he's in the news. I think we touched last week. We touched the tour of Alligator Alcatraz. So I'm not sure if we really need to touch that. You know, it's alleged that the women that are being held in ICE custody, some of them is reporting that they are being sterilized, being sterile. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So we want to talk about Jamaica, Don topic, Jamaica and the cops that are being charged by Indicom. Yeah, we want to touch that. And what do y'all think about an all-white state? Where does that make us need to do an all black neighborhood, not state, neighborhood. Would we need to do that? Also, Reggae Sumfest. We're gonna touch a little bit of Reggae Sumfest. How about that? Yeah, and we want to touch just a snippet of the traffic stop with the black, with the melanated skinned gentleman that was pounced on by police, even police of his own with his own melanin. Alrighty, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. And is jail an extortion? Is jail right now with the individual whom are in custody on ICE? Is it becoming an extortion? And yeah, we want to reason on that. And Project Esther. I'm not sure whom, if anyone heard about this Project Esther, but the Project Esther is supposed to be worse than the Project 2025, and it is alleged that it is derived off of Project 2025. So Project 2025 is what is preceding Project Esther. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What an interesting thing. What an interesting thing. So where are we gonna kick it off at, ladies and gents? Um, where you all want to kick it off at? Any thoughts? We want to kick it off with.
Well, I can say, you know what? Just an update on, if you heard about Kilmar Brigo Garcia, the one who was held in El Salvador, and they brought him back now. And
Yes,
so the judge granted him to be released and blocked ICE from deporting him immediately. But his lawyers are asking the judge if they can hold off on the release for 30 more days so they can evaluate options, because they do not want ICE to come and remove him a second time and do it again.
yeah.
So, yeah,
That
that's the
spells
update on
sense.
that.
That spells sense. That spells sense. Or instead of holding him in custody, I feel since the living conditions and situations in these institutions are not human, is not
Yeah.
human like.
Not a human, yeah.
Maybe they should ask him to be reprimanded to house, and where he needs to just stay put. It's just like him staying put in the prison. He just needs to stay put in his house, and not be no one be able to see him, touch him, come to his house to remove him, or maybe they need to get something like that, because I wouldn't want to be able to be freed and be still stuck in this rat hole for another 30 days, 31 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want that. But yeah, that's a great update. We definitely thank you for that update. Mama Queen in the house.
Hey,
Hey,
Queenie!
hey,
Yay!
hey, everybody. Good night, night, night.
Night.
Good night, Queen. Good to
Hey,
Good
have you.
night, night, night. I made it, huh?
Yes.
yay!
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. There,
Ah.
yeah. So we kicked it off with some great news. We definitely kicked it off with some great news. Let me mute this thing right here because we're gonna hear noise all day if it's up to this thing right here. So yeah. So let me just mute it up. So that was great information, Michelle. Queen, let's go over to the respecter. Respecter, do you have anything that you want to bring to our attention? Respecter, you need to learn how to unmute yourself, you know.
I didn't mute myself, so I'm not unmuting myself.
Well, you know what? Since you stated that, I'm gonna mute you and leave you muted. How about that?
Fine.
Go ahead. All right. After this one, I'm muting you and then keep you muted. Go ahead there. What you
Confess
bring? Sumfest? All right. What about Sumfest?
is one of the greatest one I ever witnessed. And
Really?
there's a artist called go by the name of Governor.
Uh,
Uh,
His performance was awesome, and was even more awesome when he brought his mom on stage.
oh yeah.
You saw that? and
I saw a glimpse of it. Yeah.
showed her the brand new car that she wanted, and he bought it for her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what else was great
Wow,
about
that's
Fest?
beautiful.
I mean,
Well,
all the
it was,
performances that
it
I
was,
saw,
it was
Massacre
deemed.
is bad.
mm,
Say that
It
again,
was,
Respecta.
Massacre, Massacre.
Yeah.
All the performers were good,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they actually performed their songs more than a minute. Normally they just yeah yeah, and they jump up in, like, like Capleton, just a piece of the hook, and the crowd do the rest.
Mhm.
They actually perform more than a minute at a time, so you actually hear the lyrics for a few minutes, not just bits and pieces, and let the audience do the rest.
Okay. All right.
So
All
that
right.
was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a great thing when for him to present his mom, something that she's always wanted, and I love to see when artists recognize their moms and shower them with what they what is well deserved, especially when they've been there for them all their lives, and not just artists, but I mean people in general. I love to definitely see that. Queen, I know you were about to say something. You were gonna say something respect before I call.
yeah,
No,
with Sunfest, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, it was good, and it was deemed it was deemed incredible. It was also deemed masterpiece. It was a timeless masterpiece. That's what it was deemed as. And the only negative thing was there were a couple of performers that didn't get to go on because of the shots that was fired and the stampede that happened. I'll send you a clip on that one, and with the stampede and all that, and the people running and people got injured and all of that. Even the barricade was knocked down by the force of the people, and people was injured. All one of the blogger, he injured his side. It's a lot of stuff that went on there. So people left early. People left. Um, there was some that was still left back there. Like half of them left, and half stayed back there. But it was like I said, deemed one of the greatest, and it was the largest ever in Jamaica.
Well,
It's the largest fest ever in Jamaica.
we expected it to be large.
Yeah.
Definitely expected it to be large because a lot of persons went out to see Vibes Cartel on dance hall night. So
Mm-hmm.
we definitely expected that. I can honestly say within the last 15 years from, well, 10, well, say 12 years from it started being aired live or from me going to Jamaica is the first year that I haven't watched it.
Mm.
I had so much doing that it's the first year that I still have not gotten a chance to watch it. I've just been seeing little clips, snippet here and there, and
Yeah.
I saw where there were several people. Even someone sent me a text that they wouldn't go back to Sunfest because of the stampede that took place and
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
I didn't hear of any shots being fired until
They said it was shot fired, and that's how the stampede started. The first one, there was two of them. The first one went off where it was a fight with some young lady because they showed the young lady and them holding her up and what have you. And then after that, then the shot fired, and that's when most of the people left.
okay, all right, because I did hear on that part, but yeah, I'll
Yeah.
definitely be watching it, and to I'm
Mhm.
gonna watch it, and then we can even
Yeah,
re-
I did read that they said there was a shot fired.
oh,
Yeah, there was a shot fired. That's why the people them started running really
Yeah.
hard and
well,
left and decided that they were leaving.
yeah,
Cause
because
it was just too much.
the individual that I know of said that there was not good security there either. So on that.
I think to that fence where them tear down. Me say how them tear down that metal fence. Them says it's stampede.
Yeah, people running for their lives, shouting fire
Life, yeah.
for their
Mm-hmm.
lives, But I
Mm-hmm.
definitely heard that Singers Night was awesome, and but once again, I can't really give my perspective on the entire Sumfest because I didn't get to watch it. So yeah, so I'm going off of what you all the panels is saying in regards to it. So that's
Okay.
great. That's great. And the crowning, all of this happened during the crowning of Vibes
But
Cartel.
I can't tell.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
all of this stuff. Yeah. I'm not
yeah.
gonna ask you all what do you all think about that. The crowning. Is it do was it necessary? Do you know the respecter? Let me. I'm not gonna ask you all. I already said I wasn't gonna ask, so I'm not gonna put you all in the hot seat. Um, with that bit of crowning and this king and king fighting that is going on. I mean, it's all just crazy because you know what? I Prince Charles couldn't become King Charles until the matriarch was gone. So I'm not sure. I may be petty, but I'm not sure how all of these crownings be going on year after year after year. And the first one that they said is the king is not, you know, is not God. I just don't understand it. But anyway,
But lady,
it is. Yes.
a lot of people really don't understand a king, what a king actually was.
Uh-huh.
Mainly black kings
Hmm.
back in them days. They did nothing but give order.
Yep.
Lots of people died under the watch of kings. Kings
Hmm.
were brutal. King David, King Solomon, all of them. The Bible spoke of them. So I don't understand why mainly black folks are so want to be king.
Yeah.
King and they know the king thing is not a good thing.
But under their Bible aspect, I understand where you're coming from, but they're looking at it in a sense of whom is on top, whom is on top of this this genre of music, So I think that's where they're getting this. So it's not a form of and basic, yeah, it's a form of rule. Who is
Still is.
ruling? Who is ruling dancehall?
Superiority. Mm-hmm.
you know.
Ruling.
But
That's it. Rule.
like I always say though, is that you know, if one have not been deceased, how can another one claim to be king? So
But you see
you
the
know,
thing. You see the thing is this is a Jamaican
Yeah,
thing.
but
Them
even back
always
then
go
when
over.
Yellowman was
Them
king,
always go over
crowned
the top.
king,
yeah, yeah.
that didn't make sense to me.
Ha-
Them always go over the top. So you know it's expected. It's just something them do. So them do things like
There
that.
was a lot of DJs that was much better than Yellowman.
yeah, yeah. That I well, I guess people crown themselves what they want to crown themselves. So
Mhm.
to each his own. You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah, sometimes we
Exactly.
have different perspectives on it because even if you listen to certain songs, they'll reference kings like Mansa Musa. Hopefully, I said his name right.
Uh-huh.
That king from Africa.
Africa. That's right.
So it's just I feel like they said it's a ruling, but I also feel like it's a different level of power, even
Yeah,
a status rather.
status.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
That's
the
it.
status. Yes.
But
So
That's it. And
and
Jamaicans
they
are
mostly fall
known.
under the category of monsters.
Not all kings
Ja-
were monsters.
I
Mm-mm.
said some.
And there you go. Not all of them were monsters. So
But
we're not
listen,
comparing themselves to the
listen,
wicked.
listen, listen to this.
Majority.
Can y'all hear me?
yes, go ahead, Queen.
All right. The thing is that Jamaicans are known for these things, even the way of how they dress at performances and what else. I mean, they always do the trend, have a different trend. Jamaican do things differently, and you expect those things from them. When they're on top, they want to be recognized. I'm on top. Look at me. I'm showing you. That's Jamaican. It's all
But
right.
rightfully so, because a lot of people had a
Yeah.
very hard beginning. And so it feels good to be able to see a dream come to reality,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
it's
can't hear
it must
nothing
be it
Queen
must
saying.
be a yardy thing? Is it a yardy thing?
I wouldn't even necessarily say
Nah, because these Americans get
It's
crazy
a
too.
Caribbean thing. A
A
Caribbean thing.
Caribbean thing.
A
Now I'm
Okay.
saying I can't hear
Caribbean thing.
nothing Queen is
But
saying.
even if you go to the other island, it's the same thing. There's certain things
yeah.
that they do and are known for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we say kudos to all whom feel like they're the kings and the queens and the princes and
Yeah.
the emperor and
It's
the
all right, like dancehall queen and all of them things.
so
Yeah, Jamaican
just go
thing.
ahead and give them their titles. Kudos to
Yeah.
them and
I'm cool
congratulations.
with the princess treatment. The queen requires too much. I like the
Yeah.
princess. She's spoiled. She's sweet. Everybody love her off. Even when I get married, treat me like a princess, not the
All right,
queen.
all right. Too much responsibility for the queen. All right, all right. Well, kudos to them and bless and big ups to Vibes for being crowned king and all them things and
Mhm.
you know and all of those stuff. So let's move on. Let's go into because we're gonna knock these topics out. Let's go into Don. Don, you ready? Don mine it came up since we're on Jamaica and Reggae Song Fest. Um, let's finish out Jamaica with the article that Don sent in. Don sent in an article in regards to 40 cops being charged by Indicom. Um, and the latest one was Constable Walter. And in 19 months. So this last one that was charged was charged with unaliving his wife, right? Or his girlfriend,
Mhm.
living girlfriend, common law wife. And but 40 cops charged. I'm starting to wonder, is this some if should we kind of view this as something with the state of mind of some of these officers? Um, do there need to be more strenuous testing and it will even bring us back here as well. Let's put both of them into one reasoning. The black guy, the black gentleman that was beaten,
Punch in the face.
you know, by beat
Mhm.
by these police officer via a traffic stop and the adrenaline that runs in them. I mean,
Mhm.
is it should there be like some further um mental testing done on these individuals? Um,
Well, you see, you remember the case with Noel, and that was the cop that with the girlfriend. You remember?
yeah,
Last year we did that one. Okay.
yeah,
This is what happened is that Jamaican police force and I'm gonna speak on Jamaica because I can speak on Jamaican. I can't speak on other island or what have you. But I can speak on Jamaican police and Jamaican police they are privileged. They were privileged and have been privileged over the years where they have done crimes and what have you and have gotten away with it because of how the system is in Jamaica. It's there is no accountability. Now they're trying to change things, but I'm talking about in the past. This has been something that has been prevalent in the past in Jamaica, where they're so privileged that they can do anything and get away with it. They used to bribe people, stop you on the road on your way to your destination and extort money from you. All of these things they used to do. Now these things are changing and now accountability is being required by people speaking up. So now intercom came into play and intercom is trying to solve some of these crime that these officers have been committing over the years and have been charged. So now they're charging. It's more than 40. We know it's way more than 40, but they have to give you a number, so they gave you the number and say it's 40 of them. But it's more than that. Every day right now, till now, they still killing. There was five of them that was killed yesterday, shot down, and they claim that it's police and criminal shooting at each other. Come on now. This goes on every day. Come on.
But yeah, but okay. With all of that being said, even taking it to the one with hurting his significant other, and there has been other ones that have done that as well. Do
Mhm.
there need to be do there need to be some form of and I would like to know your thoughts. Do there need to be some form of mental classes, um, anger management classes? Um, you know, do there need to be further testing that needs to be done, mental testing that needs to be done, putting them through harsher reality? Because I feel that a lot of training is done on the range where they are looking at, you know, they have these ranges and they have these pop-up men's that pop up and they shoot and they run and they hide, tactical. It's a lot of more tactical training than I think mental training and teaching them how to be calm. I think they're training them basically to shoot to kill, and
Mhm.
they're not teaching them how to manage anger till it is even trickling even into their home life. That they are bringing
Well,
the same rugged thing into the home life. And if we're looking at individuals, civilian individuals out on the road, immediately they say, "Oh, somebody killed somebody. Oh, they needed to get a mental check. It's always go back to mental. So why are we not judging a lot of these officers and treating them in the same manner as that? This is what may need to be one of the requirements in training to become a police officer.
America is doing that now, and they're also doing training on how to deal with people with mental disorder. They are instituting that now in the training. I have someone that is going through training right now for Fulton County, and those are some of the new things that they're instituting because they find that there's so many people that are mentally challenged and are being killed because no one knows how to deal with them. So they're trying to instill that. I don't know about Jamaica, but I know here in America they're trying to instill that into the training now.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that Jamaica with somebody. I think it was Michelle. You was about to say something, or Jai?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you were asking about what's happening with the police officers, and maybe due to some of the behaviors that they display, if they should have more mental training, maybe something every 6 months to check in, or if they have a lot of complaints against them, maybe they should, revert back, get some training, or see therapy, or have
Yeah,
therapy, or something like that.
yeah.
I
I
can
Mhm.
feel
see,
that
I can see that.
yeah, I feel that they are to have these trainings beforehand
And
and
enduring.
during, because a lot of them, not just on the job, but also in their personal lives. There's a lot of
Yes.
is murdering their
Yeah.
significant other.
Oh,
Just like as
abuse.
says even in the article that was submitted by Don Constable Patrick Walters, he
Mhm.
was recently charged with the murder of his girlfriend in an apparent murder suicide attempt. So sometimes their significant others is trying to leave, and when they're trying to leave them, you know, they says, okay, well, I'm gonna unalive you and unalive myself as well. What is if they're having that mental capacity at home, what do you think the tolerance of it is in public and dealing with the public? There's no there obviously cannot be any form of patience or anything there either.
So in saying that, it's interesting you bring this up because I did see the video and about the young men in America that also received inhumane treatment from the police.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
to bring about that, just to bring that in somehow also with what happened in Jamaica. He was driving and the police stopped him because he didn't
Mhm.
have his headlights off, but
Yeah.
it was daytime and the weather, it was good weather conditions, so there's no reason why he should have his headlights on. But they wanted him to have his headlights, and then they proceeded to do some violent things. But before we get into that, I just want to bring up what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As human beings in general,
Yeah.
people know or people know how to act and when to act when they want to. And if you know there's going to be a severe consequence, you're going to hold yourself together dealing with that person. But when you move to the other person, nothing much is going to happen. Mostly everybody's going to be on your side, so you treat them anyway because there won't be as much backlash. Maybe some fussing, but that's about it. And what I'm getting at is, I was watching a video and they discussed, and he was a white retired police officer. What he said was, it's the lack of power in the black community. There's more power in the white community because if you approach a teen, a young man, and who's white, and you say to him, you talk to him differently. He said, you would say, "May I see your license, please?" Because if they don't, that person, that teen is going to call his parents, and they're going to call a politician, say, "Look how they treat. What is going on in this police office and this off with these officers? What's going on in this district or this precinct? How are they treating people like this?"
Mhm.
So they're going to feel a backlash. So they know to be more polite. But when they see a black youth, or a black young man driving, or a black person, and they'll say, "Get out the car," you know, and they do that because then we're not calling our politician to come down on them. So there's not as much consequences. So that's another thing, that they can curb it when they want to. So I was watching the video, and that's why a lot of black and brown communities, do I mean deal with these severe.
Well, let me ask you something in regards to um coming back to the gentleman who was abused, by the police officers there. Let me ask you this. Um what do you suggest? Because I'm at the point where I don't know what to suggest to our young mans at this time. So what do you, the panel, suggest, straying away from the topic in Jamaica and coming to the topic here in America, because that brings us back to the black on black and the black everything, piggying back off of what we were reasoning on last week. What do we suggest to our young male? Women go through it as well, but our young male seems to be the target. What do we suggest when they do get arrested? Because if they're compliant, they're abused. If they're not compliant, they're abused. What do we really suggest to our young men?
Comply and sue.
Well,
You're gonna get
well,
tired of spending money if enough people are if you're holding enough people accountable for their actions. They're giving you all the tools to win your case. They have to turn body cameras on. If they're not turning them on, that's an issue. That's another part of your suit. Comply and sue.
that's exactly, and that's what the Jacksonville. You see the black man, the head one of the Jacksonville where this
It's
happened.
that
And what
DK,
he said was,
that
he said the problem was resisting arrest. The guy didn't wind down the window; he kept the window
the,
up, and
the
even
guy,
when the
wait, queen. That TK Waters is full of shit. I'm sorry to even interrupt you, but I don't even.
Slice.
That's BS.
Yeah, it
well,
didn't require
they
all
all
of that.
cover up. It's all cover up. But I'm just
A young
saying,
man stated that his window could not wind down. He opened
no,
his door.
that's what
He
they
did.
said.
He
He
Yes.
did.
opened his door.
Yeah,
Okay, and
And
even
then he asked
after
for a
his door, he
supervisor. From
asked.
Yes.
then, he should have, and he wasn't a threat.
And he kept his
I
hands
saw
up.
the
And
clip.
he
I
kept his
know. I
hands
saw
up.
the clip. But what I'm saying is that, you're asking us our opinion and what you think we should do, tell these young kids.
And what
So
we
all
should
I'm
check is
saying is maybe we you should just do like George said, you know,
You can't
comply,
stop the arrest, and
comply,
that's
but at the
why
same time, you make sure that you're doing what you're supposed
you
to
you
be
can't
doing.
stop the
so
arrest, because all they're going to push is the narrative that you have to fight that in court, and that's the only
Hmm.
reason why I reference comply, because at the
Comply.
end of the day
Hmm.
that's going to happen whether you want it to or not. But what
Yeah.
you pay attention to and what you detail is what you're going to go sue for. You get badge numbers, you get names, who is the
Yeah.
supervisor that's on that shift. I need to speak with the chief. Who can I
Hmm.
get for representation at this point? There's so many pro bono attorneys who are willing to help with cases like that.
and
So
the
I would say
Yeah.
to a lot of young black males, if that's the
Hmm.
audience that we're shooting for at this moment, is to educate yourself, one, on the laws, because one, you don't have to answer every question that they're asking, and that's
That's
not you
true.
being resistant.
Yes.
Sometimes you're putting yourself in a hole and they're digging it for you because they're asking you so many questions. Why does it
Hmm.
matter where I'm coming from? Why does it matter where I'm going? All that
Mm-hmm.
matters is, what injunction did I make at this traffic stop while you pulled me over? So
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have to be like, I don't have to say this or I don't need to do that. Sometimes just shut up. He
Hmm.
asks you a question
Yeah,
and you're not
that's
comfortable answering it.
that's
Shut
true
up.
thinking.
Yep.
That's
You
and
want to
true
present your
thinking.
identification, you give them what they need and you shut your mouth.
and I would say one of the
Exactly.
important thing is that I feel that everyone should have a camera in their car at this point.
I
My
agree with
my
that
sons
too.
my
Get
Yes.
a
sons
dash
have
cam.
cameras in their cars, so they have dash
Yeah.
cams.
I
Yep.
And
Dash
it's
cam.
not
That's
know
just
what
that
for
I
the
like.
police, it's also for even accidents. You won't know how many. I'm in the insurance industry, and how many claims where people are putting things on other people until the evidence comes out because they just so happen to have a dash cam.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's
because
honestly to protect yourself all around.
okay, we
Yeah.
do have I think it's Don on the line. We do have a call on the line, and with what you said, Jai, just real quick with what you said in regards to the camera and you're being in the insurance field. It's important because even the body cam that was released by the chief of police there, it didn't show half of what the guy's camera in his car.
Okay.
Exactly.
It didn't.
And
Okay. So go
You know,
ahead.
you
But
know,
caller, Don. Is that Don? Greetings, Don. Okay, I'm not sure if he got disconnected or he hung up. Don? Okay, we'll give him some more time to come
yeah.
back on
But
the.
yeah, just
I
to
was,
finish my statement on that one, I was just gonna say, like I said, just be quiet, but educate yourself. Know where you
Hmm.
are. Learn the laws and learn what is required of you. You could give the bare minimum, and that's okay. Like I said, just comply. You don't have to answer
Yeah.
every question and do everything, but
mhm.
comply. And as soon as they get to tripping up and messing up themselves, that's a beautiful lawsuit for you. And who gets tired of that? The taxpayers. So then it
Mm.
turns back around to us, and now we're tired of you, police department. Do something better. So now you have no choice but to change your ways.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
Yep.
yeah, and be in contact with your local representatives,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
can come down on them
That's
as
it.
well.
Noni the
That's it.
truth and the respecter, you want to chime in on it?
That's what I was going to
I
talk
can only
about with
hear
the
you
dash
and
cam.
Michelle. I'm not hearing nobody else.
Okay, go ahead, Noni the juice.
Oh, that's all I was saying was, but you said it before I did, is to
Yeah,
definitely purchase those dash cams.
dash
They're
cams. Yeah.
important,
I
especially.
I've done that for my boy, for my sons as well. I
Yeah.
bought as in all of my children, as a matter of fact, I bought all of them a dash cam for a Christmas gift one year, and
Yes.
tell them to make sure that they keep that in their car and record. It's important. Record. or get
Yeah.
your phone up on your, on your telephone mount and immediately turn it on and go live immediately. Do something so
Mhm.
that way you have some type of proof of what's going on. But it's so ironic. The respect to you wanted to say something before I move.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, everything is up to the individual officer. It doesn't matter how calm I am and cooperative, it's up to that officer. But everybody should know by now, daytime or nighttime, could being pulled over, go somewhere where there's a lot of people. Don't just pull over because you see the light. Continue driving until you feel safe enough to pull over
Call 911.
where there's other people. Exactly. Call somebody and let them know what's going on. You don't feel safe because, you
Yep,
know,
that's a good point.
that's it.
Yeah. Very important. Very important.
And I'm not objecting what you were saying. I was just going to say it's sad because I've seen cases where people are driving to go to a lit area, and
And
now
then,
you're charged for, you're trying
mhm.
to run from the police, or you're
Yeah,
in a crowded area and now all of a sudden you're resisting arrest.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's why I just feel like,
You have to
I
be
don't know. I just
careful.
feel like it's going to be
Mhm.
kind of like a nonstop thing
Yeah, but
until again people start suing. You sue. That's the only way you're going to win. You can't fight
yeah,
them on the streets.
yeah,
But
Jai, I
yes,
totally agree with you with suing and everything. But there was there has been statements by law enforcement and representatives that says call 911 and let 911 know that you're in this location. There's an officer behind you, and that they're pursuing you, but you want to keep going until you're in a lighted area. Not your
yes.
family, not to call 911. Call the emergency number and let them know that they have an officer behind you, but you're in a dark area, you don't feel safe, and they should be able to notify the police officer that you're driving to a safe spot. That's what it's.
Yeah.
That I didn't know. I didn't know about that one to call 911, but I did hear like what the respecter said to drive until you can go into a well lit area where
Yeah,
you feel more safe. I've heard that.
yeah,
And you drive at a normal pace, not like you're trying to get away from them. But
correct.
calling 911 also is a good point because that's
Mhm.
recorded. So
Yes,
that's
Mhm.
records
Right.
that you can pull up and support your case too.
There's
Okay, you know?
yeah,
but technology. What I was going to say before I was after I was talking about the sue portion is technology has advanced so much that everybody has this thing on your phone where everybody has a Siri, right? Everybody can talk to their phone and it responds if you have that application. You can, and especially iPhones, I don't know if everybody's an iPhone user, but you can set it up to say, hey Siri, I'm getting pulled over, and set your phone to make certain arrangements. So it'll call your automatic emergency contacts, it'll dim the light on your phone, it'll start recording, it'll call 911 so you can talk to them through the phone and say, hey, I'm
Okay,
pulling
Miss
over here.
Contact.
Yeah, so it does a lot at one time. And so that's
Wow,
another
I didn't even know that.
functionality that people can know that they can do. You can
yeah,
set Siri up and just say the
Mhm.
phrase, I'm being pulled over, and it'll do a plethora of things to make sure that you're covered.
yeah.
Look at
Oh,
that
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
technology.
What? I'm telling you, right? Because you know what? We talk all of these things that's important, all these strategies
Yeah.
and tools to help us. But when we're in a situation, you're feeling nervous. Some of the things you might not remember
Right.
everything.
And that's why
And
that
maybe that's
functionality
why
is so
that's good.
amazing,
What
because when
Joy
you're
is
nervous,
saying is good.
all you got to say is
Exactly.
one thing and you're good to go,
Mhm.
because now it's
Yeah,
recording. It dimmed the light on your phone. It's notifying your family
set
by
up.
text message, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's already set up. Yeah, you just one button press. That's a good thing, Joy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've heard of the app, but I've always thought it was just with iPhones. So what
Mm.
we need with us Android people need to check and see if there is an app or there's a way that our phone because I know most of the Androids is like, hey Bixby, So, and look at that. I just said, "Hey, Bixby," and mine came on.
And
But
you can set it up through
you
that as well. I just
know,
said Siri because I'm an iPhone user. So,
no, no,
that's what we call
that's
ours.
saying we just have to try to. I myself, honestly, is going to check and find out if there's a way
Exactly.
for me to do that. That's a great feature for the
Yes.
iPhone. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that
And
the
we
Android has that same feature as well.
yes, you and
Don,
you know what? By next week, oh,
Don Minor, can you hear us now? No, we're not hearing Don. Okay, go ahead.
I said by next week we should all check in and make sure we have that app on our phones
Yeah, yeah,
because
we should
that
check.
is that is extremely important. It's not even like something we should put by the wayside.
Yeah, and share that with our children and our family.
Definitely, yes,
That's with all of our listeners as well. That's something to, especially
yes.
those who go out partying at night and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, because that's the targeted time
Yeah.
for
And again,
Or
it's
working
not
or
really it's
working
not
late.
really an app. It's more so in your settings. Like how if you have Alexa,
yeah.
it's one of those things how you're talking to your phone like Alexa. So it's not really an app.
Yeah.
It's just you setting up the function. So when something's happening and you're talking to your phone, it responds how you want it to, and you can do it in your settings.
Okay. Okay. Great. So that's something that we all um need to do, just like we all need to be prepared for any type of natural disaster or unnatural disaster. We need to be prepared for something such as this, it being pulled over or anything like that. It's sad to say that, but it's a necessity at this point, and what is going on, it's a necessity for us to have things like this to definitely protect ourselves. Um, yeah. And why I had said piggyback off of the topic that we were speaking of, there was a black officer there on the scene,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
uh, and did nothing. Most of the time, it to me, it kind of appeared like that officer was in shock, you know,
Mhm.
of to the whole
Mhm.
that was taking place at that time. So I once
Mhm.
again feel that all officers need to be trained and be and have follow up classes on um, mental testing, their temper, um,
Patience, like their anger,
patience,
like you
all of
said.
those things. Yeah, I think that that should be an ongoing training that officers should always have. And they should be tested. If they cannot pass, then they don't need to be out there on the field with civilians. And that is, if a lot of these police officers are doing this in their home, just imagine once again their tolerance on the streets for civilians, if they can't even manage their homes, killing unaliving their partners, children. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, and it's so ironic here in America, they can get that help more quickly than they do in the Caribbean, because here they have the mental facilities that cater to the police officers and what have you. But in Jamaica, you don't have that. You have to pay for everything, and the government is not gonna put that much money out to pay for that. You know what I mean? Not just Jamaica, but in the Caribbean on a whole.
Yeah.
That's the least thing for them. You know what I mean? To get mental help for their
Well, I'm
officers.
hoping that now Intercom is investigating a lot of these things that, maybe
Mm,
with citizens writing in, maybe those some suggestions that could be made for them
yeah.
to require Jamaican officers to go through rigorous mental testing and patience testing and things such as.
Mhm.
Lady,
Mm,
And you never know. They're starting to hold them
Lady
accountable
D,
now. So
Yeah, go
mm,
ahead, the respecter.
I do believe that these officers, wherever they are in the world, if they're being trained and they know for a fact that They heard it from the commander, from the chief, that look, you're going to be treated according to your behavior. So if you go out there and do something you're not supposed to do, we're not going to back you. It's going to be in the court. The court is going to decide your future. But I
Yeah.
think these commanders in chief, those who are training the officers, are giving them power
Hmm.
to do as they please. And the more they see that each one goes into the courts and get freedom, gets a slap on the wrist, the other one feel he or she have the authority and the power to do keep doing what they're doing. They don't have any fear of their commanders in chief and the mayor. They don't. So that's why they keep doing that. And then when the black and white cops traveling together, and the black will stand and watch the white do anything to the black. But let it be a black person, I mean a white person. And that black person, that black cop try to do something to that white person. It's gonna be a hell no by a white cop.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
And it's very sad that today, all these years and years, even today, the black man is still afraid of the white man. And the white man don't give a shit about the black man.
But remember also, in the police force, there are more white officers there, and there are more higher up. So if you don't comply, who knows what how their life can be once they get back to the precinct, and what locations they might get, or whatever may happen, what backlash you might get.
Because you have to think about their lives as well.
Yeah,
You know,
because
Yeah.
they're minorities. There might be five of them. There may be what
that's
10
movies.
every 10 white. I don't know the ratio to one black one. You know, where
So
they're
you
a
think
lower percentage.
so you think a black I as a black cop, black officer would allow somebody to transfer me to a majority white
What are you
police
gonna do?
You
station?
don't have a choice
So
though
how,
in a
No,
way,
I can quit. I can say hell to the no.
and then how you pay your bills
How
and
I
you pay
find
your
other
bills?
ways.
Mm.
and you got all that
Yeah,
training.
you still have
I
People,
that
find
need.
other ways.
yeah.
Become a security officer somewhere, an investigator.
and maybe they set you up that direction too.
No, you
I'm,
have to.
I'm glad that Indicom is holding in Jamaica. Um,
Yeah.
I'm glad that
That's
they
good.
have charged this corporal um
Mm.
with the death, and I'm hoping that they continue to do things such as holding these officers. May it
Accountable.
be a white on black officer, maybe just black, Caribbean, wherever. The police officers need to be held accountable, and that's the only reason why I'm perturbed with TK Waters for Jacksonville, is because he blatantly is making excuse. This guy was punched, sucker punched, and you're saying that, oh, it depends on the there's no circumstances,
Oh
and
yeah.
the video clearly shows what it shows. So when we have Asine's chief of police
Yes.
as this that is making that's making excuses for
Yeah.
officers, and coming up with, oh, don't make this a black and white thing, or don't make it,
Oh please, I
let's not
can't
even
imagine.
let's not even make it a black and white thing. Let's make it the
Human thing.
officers has no self-control. A
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
Yeah, because
a
remember.
situation thing.
The-
Call a spade a spade. He
Yeah.
lost control. His adrenaline was running, and
Yes.
he needs to be held accountable for what he did
Exactly.
to that young man.
He
Play,
was upset because he, in maybe in his terms, he wasn't listening.
yeah. So
And
even
so you punch him in the face twice? That's crazy.
even if
And then
it's
not only that,
black on black,
and his car, the door, you can see the door was partially open, but they still use his elbow. The policeman used their elbow and bust his windows.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's
For what?
it's
That's crazy. Or use whatever tool they use to break his window.
the glass. He used
Whatever
the glass
tool.
breaker. He used the glass breaker and broke the window.
Yeah, the tool that he used.
As soon as he broke the window, he
In
punched him in the face. And then you,
in every force in America, do you have racism? You have
Okay, we have
racism and
we're gonna
it
have racism, but because they want to say, let's
yeah.
lean on it in regards to race. So what are we gonna lean on then? Your officers are out of control. They
Yeah.
need better training. He's not mentally fit to be out there servicing civilians. He does not need to be out there. He needs to be
Mhm.
behind a desk or he needs to be fired. Let's not
Mhm.
call it a black on black, but it is abuse. It's abuse
Mhm.
of power. It's abuse of power. And he needs
Mhm.
to be held
And
accountable.
they move them around. They go into another area. They put them in another area. When they mess up in that area, they put them in another area, and
Yeah.
it's and it keeps going on. The cycle. So hopefully, that with all of these that's coming out, and thank God we have social media now. People are being is more aware of what's going on out there and speaking more on it now. So hopefully that will help to stem
Yeah.
some of all of that
And
stuff
it's so
that's
funny because they hate it. They hate that everything is so publicized now. But I
hmm
love that for everybody because again,
yeah,
now
mhm,
now we can push you to hold people accountable. You know.
Exactly. Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
And
sure.
that's what's happening. That's what's happening. People have to be more, they have to, the police have to be more accountable now because their eyes watching. It's not like years ago where it's just the pager.
Yeah.
Now you have live, people watching you live. So
Yep.
you got to know what you're doing.
Says the blue wall is a community by itself. They protect each other. They
Mhm.
do.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do.
they
So
I
that's
was
do.
gonna say that
so that's
it's a
why
Hmm.
brotherhood.
it's a brotherhood. It's a fraternity.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
fraternity. Yeah, it's a fraternity.
It is. It is.
So as we stated earlier, just have your cameras in your car, not just our young male, our older male, our women. We all need to have cameras in our cars recording, or as Jai said, have those features on our telephones that can say, "Hey Siri, hey Google, hey, whatever. Hey Bixby, I'm being pulled over. Record what's going on." See, look at this. I just said it and it came up on my. Look at this.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah, and then what you'll do, you see how quick it responded, but what you'll
Yeah.
do is you'll
Yeah.
set the functions in your setting to do exactly what you want it to do. So it'll send text messages, it'll dim your lights on your phone and start recording, and it'll do all of that within seconds, and nobody will know after you said that.
Okay. Well, listen, we need to set that up. We all need to.
I
Everdeen
need
says
to ask
manners
my
and
tech
respect.
teacher.
Everdeen says manners and respect to all. What am I missing? What is it? What is the
Well, again too with Jamaica, it is so hard for you to really blame some of what's going on in Jamaica on the ordinary. So you got to think of thee police officers as ordinary people. They're ordinary people. They just give them the roles and they're supposed to go by what entails that role, but some don't.
queen?
But the politician, right now, you have Lawrence Rowe. Lawrence Rowe was arrested twice. He was arrested. He was in the PNP party first, and now he jumped over to the JLP party. And he was arrested twice. He was arrested, and one of the arrests was him again punching somebody out, and now he's being accused again of punching what 67-year-old woman.
Queen, you always making excuse about, oh, you
I'm
can't
I
not
was
making
just getting ready to
excuse. I'm
say.
just
can't do
saying.
that. Now
I'm not making excuse. I'm
he
just saying that
he
even if the government is not doing it, then
he
how do you expect
already
them other ones to
we
do it? That's all I'm really
Because
saying.
you're
we
because
expect
you're
them.
not supposed to let the power go to your head, and sometimes, and again, like Lady D said, sometimes it's an anger management thing. There is no way that an argument should piss you off so bad that you want to unalive your girlfriend or your wife.
Your wife. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Keith
But
said,
I'm just saying that the politician doing it too.
Keith
Because that's what
said
this man is being, this
if
one who is so high, and
the
they say he do so
politicians,
much for Jamaica, and yet still
politicians
he's out in the public there
who
hitting
queen,
somebody because he's angry.
anyone, queen, anyone who society considers them to be called people of power,
Hmm.
they are using those powers to oppress, murder, anything like that of anyone. They need to be dealt with. They need to be arrested. And even before it gets to that, all of them need training. They need training because we can always say what they do, but how can we try to combat some of these situations? Training. They need to have training. So there's no
I,
excuse with no level, no no matter what your position is in law or in government, it should not be happening. It just should not be happening. It
yeah,
should
and I was gonna say before I was cut off, a lot of them, like you were stating earlier, are trained to deal with combative situations, and with even again some, like she said, like Lady D said, I do agree with the training, but I also agree with maybe even branching people off, have different branches for different things. Like they have homicide detectives, they have, you know what I mean, CIAs, they have CSI who deals with the unalived person. I feel like maybe designate, even like you said here, what they're doing in America, they're trying to teach them with people who have mental illnesses on how to handle those calls so they don't have so many fatalities behind it.
Yeah.
I feel like give everybody a branch, you know what I mean, and really diligently train them so they know when how to respond, because that's what's happening here. When you call 911, they're asking you a million questions because they're trying to figure out which set of units to send to that location. I had a personal experience where something was going on and an individual that I knew was having a mental breakdown. I only found out because of social media. And when I ended up finding out, I called the state that the individual was in. I called their police department because I honestly felt like they were unsafe. And the amount of questions that I got, and then when I heard of what response the person got, it was completely different than an officer coming to break up a fight.
well we once again, they need training, they need training, they need training to deal with whatever situation is coming their way. So as we move on to another reasoning topic, um there's three that stand out, and it's 9:14. So ooh, we Don, Don Minot, you brought up a topic here that ran us over time, Don. Okay, but I'm just gonna drop these two gems, and then you all can work and figure out which how you all just want to address both of them at one time. And then the fat elephant in the room, we're going to touch on Project Esther. All righty.
You
Allegedly.
doing Michael Jamal Warner?
No, I'm not
Know
even
what's
gonna go.
going on?
I'm not going into Malcolm Jamal Warner because I just feel that until we find out exactly what's going on. The man drowned. Um, Someone say it's murder. Some say it's not murder. According to the releases, him and his daughter was in the water, and a friend, the guys on the surf saved the daughter. He drowned. People want to say he was murdered. I don't know. Current is current out there in the water. I'm not going to go off
Okay.
of theories. I need facts. And right now, it's a whole bunch of theories being thrown out there. And the factual and actual of it is that he was out in the middle of the sea. Unless there was somebody with some diving equipment that was pulling him under. I don't know. I just I mean, I just can't deal with that. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He wants to put tracking device on everyone in to track your health, to track if you're the one who, if you're walking with cancer, any chronic disease, autism. He wants you to be tracked, and it's all for the Make America Healthy Again forum that he's doing. I want to know y'all thoughts on
Really?
that.
Really? Come
Yeah,
on.
These
That
slogans take me
yeah.
this
out every
going
So
that's
time.
going
yeah,
too
and
far.
he's trying to make it into law. For those who don't know, he's trying to make it into law. He's saying, just like an Apple Watch or whatever type of device, he wants to make it mandatory that we wear these, and I mean that everyone wear these. Start to track your diet to make sure that you're losing
Oh,
weight,
no.
that you stay in
Mm-mm.
certain
That's
type.
an
Hey,
invasion
that's
of
like that
privacy.
chip
That
they
is
wanted to
definitely
put
it.
on you.
Okay.
Now I'm in the medical field, and I think that is too much.
Isn't that a
I mean,
violation of HIPAA?
that's why HIPAA is here.
There she
I deal
gone.
with that every day,
Yeah.
and
Invasion of privacy.
that's going too far. That's definitely going too far.
Yeah, but
I know for a
somebody
fact
needs to turn
that
down the radio in the background. Someone, could you please turn down the radio in the background? But yeah, that is that is what he is. It's alleged that he is trying to do, which is it's all over the news in regards to him doing that, trying to get everyone tracked for
How
for
about he just
their health
he's
purposes.
he's wanting
how
that
about he
done.
just
He's
track that
wanting that
damn
done
worm in his
for
head?
not for medical. He just wants to no. There's
It's
some
it's
underlying
American.
stuff
It's
going on with
fitting
that.
every American with a tracking device within the next 4 years. So this is something that is trying to be implemented within the next 4 years. All righty. Ricky said I grew up watching him play cricket. Oh, Jamal Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My kids watch him doing reading Rainbow. Hmm.
Yeah, we
Anyway.
watched him in Cosby. Um
Yes,
and
sad.
the next big, there's two, there's three. Oh, I said there's three. There's four. The next big one is Missouri. Arkansas has already started it. Now Missouri, big up yourself, Ricky. Missouri is
Mhm.
trying to come now with the all white community. So this brings us to segregation. Arkansas has it, and Missouri is now creating this all-white community. No melanated skin person is to be. Now I'm hearing people talking in regards to the segregation, entire segregation thing, and some is
Mhm.
saying, "Oh yeah, bring it on, bring it on." But is this, and this is my, and I'm just touching these, and then you all can go on and bring it in. And is this all whites only community? And if we make a black, all white, all black community, is this going to bring us back to this America, make America great again? Are these white community going to come and burn down these black communities again? I mean,
Mhm.
when we're really talking about segregation and all of these things, are we really looking at the complete big picture of what happened previously and what may can happen again? I'm going to stick it right there with that one. And the next one that I know that we need to definitely speak about, reason on, is Jamaica finding oil, and that they
Oh,
want to start to dig by 2028. So within the next 2 years, they want to start to dig. They had a license expanded from 2026. They had a deadline for January 2026. They asked for an expansion. They got it till 2028. Now, there was a video circulating with a woman whom was crying out to Jamaicans and to the Caribbean that if this drilling starts, the impact that it will have on the country, the impact that it will have in Jamaica, how many parishes will perish, be flooded, etc. Now, when a person, a individual that I know called me and was like, "D, you see this?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw that." And he was like, "Where she not shut her mouth? Or she not do? She know what?" And I really had to get into a real reasoning conversation with this person till none to say when we left off the phone. He was like, "You know what you're saying makes sense," and I'm like, "All right, all we have to do is speak sense out of nonsense and stop shutting her down and listen to what she's saying." Lo and behold, this video here was sent to us by Eva G. And Eva G sent us this video saying that Jamaica fired oil, and he asked me what my perspective on it. So I let him know my perspective. And in the article, it states exactly what the young lady was talking about, the flooding that could occur, etc. So I want to know your thoughts on that. And the last one that I want to know your thoughts on is this Project Esther. I don't know if you all are following this Project Esther. It is what is going to come after um, Project 25.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, so we're using the right words, allegedly, after Project 2025, and it's eradicating of religion, is eradicating just about everything, your freedom, your being properties of husbands, um, implanted technology. And that brings back that same implanted technology that is in this Project Esther, that it's alleged that Robert F. Kennedy is now trying to implement in society. I mean, we have to start connecting these dots.
Isn't that ironic?
We need to start connecting these dots because in this Project Esther, it's alleged all of these things that are really going on. It also talk about sterilization of women. Well, there's an article that came out in regards to some women whom are being detained. It's alleged that they filed, because I'm just using these words, although they're saying that these this is what is, but we're saying that they alleging that these 50 women have filed a lawsuit that they have been steriled. They went in for procedures. They didn't know what type of procedures that they were told that they had to go in for, gynecological procedures, and now they find out that they have been sterilized. So in this Project Esther, it's alleged that this is one of the things as well that's is going to happen. So were these individual guinea pigs to see how this whole thing work? Let's start
Yes,
connecting the
yes.
dots. You all go ahead. Let me hear what you all think about all of those topics because it's 9:24. I know we're going to run into next week with this, but this is real serious stuff right here.
Number one is Esther. There's not a white woman alive named Esther.
Mhm.
So Esther is programmed for black people, black and brown women. Esther is in, I believe, I don't remember what part of the Bible, but it's a black person's name. So that one right there. They can that will never happen. He can plan all he want to plan. He's not going to be in office too long anyway. I am predicting things against these people because that's what I want to have happen to these people. I want them to meet their judgment day when they least expect it. Because I am sick to my neck with these people who feel they have the authority and the audacity to keep performing the way they're performing and not realizing that they are really stirring up anger and hatred in black folks. And sooner than later, they're going to regret what they're doing. They're really going to regret what they're doing because enough is enough and we're sick of it.
All
So
right. Anyone else?
we
Things that
the first topic was the segregation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm one of those people who feel like, okay, so I'm just going to be honest, right?
Mhm.
I really honestly think, again, it's a new time, right? I feel like everybody wants something to look like how it was in the past, and all we know is what history has taught us, right? But when we had that discussion last week in regards to even black rights and a black community always turning civil, um, I feel like that's an opportunity for us to unify. Now, I get that they burnt Tulsa, and I get that a lot of harsh things happened, but again, this is a new time. And I feel like we've all been really conditioned to always kind of push against each other. And that's coming from whether you're a Black African, because I've seen them downplay African Americans, um, or whether you're a Black Caribbean person. I feel like that's an opportunity for us to come together as a people and to elevate. The whole point of them pushing us out is because they feel like we're not worthy. Um, and I feel like, in a sense, we can always make it a good thing and be worthy for ourselves and for each other. It won't be so civil, and it'll be an opportunity for us to be unified like every other culture has an opportunity to do. Um, I feel like the defense will be a little different. I don't think everybody's afraid to fight back like once upon a time with certain things, especially with certain laws on our side. Now, if you wanted to get technical and they tried to segregate even how laws are applied, even though I believe the laws are supposed to be of the land, if there was supposed to be we build a black community and the whites want their own in a different segment, and you're in a state that has gun laws, you come over here and try to burn something up, we're going to burn you up. It's fair, we're standing our ground, right?
But there were persons back then that used to, black people back then, that had guns and would come out on their porch when the KKK came there and fired their guns, and still, the majority, once again, they have the majority. Ricky
But the
says,
but again, this is what I'm
one
referencing.
moment, John. Ricky says you are right. They will burn it down.
They will attempt to burn it down, but this is what I'm referencing again. Isn't the law of the land? Isn't that how it's applied, right?
But do
So
we ever?
recently, there's even a case where somebody wanted to invade somebody's home and he was unalived coming into their home. Again, there was three little kids who tried to rob, and these were teenagers, rob an individual on his property, and he defended himself.
But Jai, you're talking about land of the law as it stands now. When the laws and things are changed in the future, as
But
it
who said they're going to change?
is, but it is trying to be done right now. As a matter of fact, it's not trying. A lot of those things are being done. A lot of those laws are being changed. A lot of things that have stood even last month is not standing now. So I mean, things are being changed, and as time go on, it's gonna continue to be changed. Hold your thought, Jai. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
You know what? They they would not allow us to have something, like a community, a bank, anything like that, because they're jealous, because we always rise to the top. We're cream. We rise to the top. And that's what it was in the Tulsa thing, where they burnt down the banks, they burnt down everything that we had. They cannot they cannot allow that. Black people are great. We always rise to the top, and they can't understand that. There was a story that I heard, a nurse on social media said that she was in a room with a lady that she had COVID, and she said, "Get that black boy out of the room." And the nurse said to her, "What black boy are you talking about?" She said, "That black boy." The black boy was, she told a story about how she told a lie on that black boy, that that black boy family had more than she had. And she told her brother, and they killed that black boy. They, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, fix it. But however, they're not going to allow us to have anything
Mm.
because we're great. We always seem to rise to the top. We know what's going on here now. And whatever is going on here now, we will always rise to the top. We sit on the sideline, but we always have a plan. Black people have always had a plan.
Okay. Well, I'm encouraging
I
Black
agree.
to get a plan right now because as the allegations are standing, if it is so for all of the allegeds, then we need to get it together.
Hmm.
As it stands right now, we are not together. And together we stand, divided we fall.
Hmm.
That's true. But you know what I wanted to say? So this is my take on as far as the segregation in the neighborhoods. That already exists. There are
I was gonna
multiple,
say that too.
there are already several white towns that only have white people in it. There's no black people. We have several cities and towns that have just black people in it. So that already exists. I think the problem right now is that prior, you would never say anything what they're saying now. Now they're actually saying, listen, we are making this white town and no black person is allowed to come in here. That they've been feeling bold, they're supported, that they can do this. They've already started. Look at what about the 200, was it 200 acres in Tennessee? Is it Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh
Where
yeah,
they
where
have,
they're building their white
yeah,
militia.
it's white people again.
And,
Yep.
and
They,
that's
they
why the
already
last census, and that's why the last census was so important, and they were pushing that census so hard because they needed to see the demographic in each area and to know what they're doing. Let me tell you something. This plan has been planned for years and centuries.
Of
This plan
course.
and it's just being initiated.
What did you hear
Okay.
what
well,
Michelle
you know
said?
the National Heritage. Oh,
What Michelle, did you hear what you said? You said this has been going on for a long time.
yeah,
Mhm.
we've always
Now,
had.
but you also said, but it's now people are being bold with it.
Yes, that's what I mean with this president administration. They feel like I can. They already had it, but everybody kind of knew, but no one had said anything. But now they feel bold that they can say, "I'm making a town, and it's just for white people, and it's okay, and it's fine." That's a problem.
Yes.
It's the environment that we're in. It's
Yeah.
okay to say, I don't like that black boy.
Yeah.
I don't like that white person. You know what I mean? It's the environment that we're in. It's what 47 has brought to the table.
Yeah.
It's the
Exactly.
environment that we're in.
Mhm.
Yes, and it's a horrible environment with high anxiety. You don't know what's coming next, and it's scary that people feel like they can do anything that they want to do. So and say what you want to because I'm white, I can do this.
Okay.
We're not. You're taking us back to again what's 1960s and prior.
Okay. So with that
Or they're
mentality, go ahead,
gonna
Queen. Go ahead, Queen.
No, I was gonna say, but that's the motto, that's the goal, to return America to how it was years ago during slavery days. You know what I mean?
But
That's what it seems
essentially,
like.
I don't think
Control,
I don't think
controlling a certain set of people.
yeah.
That control. And that's what and listen, it's geared towards Latino, it's geared towards people of color, and that's who it's geared towards.
And it's fascinating you said that. I think Joy was going to say something.
Go ahead, Jai.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's fascinating you said that, Queenie, because talking to slavery, as you know, all the deport they want to deport all these immigrants. But what they're really doing is building private prisons so these corporations can make money off of these prisons and all these immigrants that they have. And they
Mm-hmm.
were discussing how one of the farmers, immigrants that was on on a farmland, they took them and put them in one of these prisons. And what they do is this immigrant has to go and work for the whole day, and they make $1 a day, and they have to work 5 days before they can make a call to their family. So that's what keeps them motivated. They make, I think, $5. I have to send you guys the article. I was watching about it, and I was,
Yeah,
so this is slavery, what you're talking about,
yeah.
where,
I saw
you
the
know,
article that you're speaking in regards to,
yes,
Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
But also
yes,
that slavery mentality has been in prison forever, because you have you whom do you think make the street signs? Whom do you think make the stop signs?
The
Those are
license
a lot
plate.
of prisoners, license plates. Those are a lot
Yeah.
of prisoners who are
Yeah.
in jail that's being paid
Also,
$15
ladies,
for a whole
this
day,
you mean 15, yeah, like 15 cents,
or whatever, for
like $1, something like that.
hour
15.
for
Yeah.
working. So it's just about free labor all
Yeah,
around. It's just about,
Yeah.
so with them
You
being giving $1 a
all
day, this is free labor.
yeah,
you
Period.
see how the government, let me tell you what they do. They this system is so set up. They give you a little bit. You see people of color and Hispanic, they give you a little bit, okay? So it seemed like they're working with you. Look at them 10 that they released. The 10 one that they had sent to the prison, and they released them, and it's a big thing. Oh, we send back 10 of them. All right, give you a little bit, and they take a whole lot. The system is so set up. Let me tell you something. If you sit back and look into it and just really pay attention, you see how set up it is, and how it's planned out, and all they're doing is implementing, and just doing what they're gonna do, and let's see what's gonna happen to the end. Hope we don't explode and blow up ourselves. Yeah.
And I also think they like to sell the narrative that it's just geared towards the black and brown community. But if you really go look at numbers, there's more Caucasian people receiving food stamps or SNAP benefits than there is black and brown people. So
Mhm.
I also feel like it's also looking at the narrative that they're pushing and why things are able to be slipped under the rug or moved the way it's moved, because they don't even realize they're hurting their own people, or they're willing to have what they say, cut your leg off
They're
Sacrifice
just to prove
some.
a point.
they're
Mm-hmm.
they're
That's it.
called casualties of war. Go ahead, Carla.
Mhm. War.
Carla, you were saying something?
also, you know that this sterilization of black women was implemented, allegedly implemented by Bill Gates' mom, right?
Oh,
But they
okay.
didn't know that women, white women would stop having children because they didn't want to have 4 or 5 children.
Right.
They wanted to have, if it was the boy, okay, they both get the boy and they get the girl. But however, black women kept having their children. And that's the problem here, because we are becoming the majority.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't like.
Yep,
Because
saving their race.
And
yeah,
Mhm.
this is where it's alleged where this Project Esther is going to come in,
Yep.
because they're, listen, I'm hoping you two don't hit us, but they shouldn't hit us for this right here. I'm gonna touch this, and this was submitted to us, I think, by Jai herself. Listen to this one right here. I think Jai submitted this one right here. Check this out, you all.
Through religion. And the best part, chat, for anybody who resists, for anybody who defies this particular law, there are re education camps to repurpose your brain to make you more compliant and willing to be a servant of Project Esther's law. By the way, none of this is written in code. I'm not assuming or coming up with ideas based off what I read. No, this is quite literally how it's written. Very, very, very blunt for all of us to completely understand what we're about to face. Project Esther, like Project 2025, was written by the Heritage Foundation, so it's obviously backed by Christian nationalists. But it is so deeply rooted in white supremacy and Nazi rhetoric that it literally makes my skin crawl. And if it doesn't make your skin crawl, I need you to go right ahead and run this shit back and listen to what I said again.
Oh, wait a minute. I stopped it too soon. I started. Okay,
Project 2025 was scary, but you haven't heard about Project Esther yet, have you? While we've all been distracted worrying about Project 2025 and looking at statistics to see how much of it has actually come to fruition at this point, back in October of 2024, the Heritage Foundation submitted Project Esther, and I'm telling you, it's 1,000 times worse than Project 2025 could ever dream of. Project 2025 is just the beginning of this manifesto. And making a comparison, The Handmaid's Tale, that was the first book. The 6 seasons we watched, that was the first book. There are others. Just like Project 2025 was the prologue to what's about to happen with Project Esther. Reading Project 2025, it spoke very clearly about eradicating all religions from the United States. There will only be one God and one Bible, and it will be forced upon you. It is forced practice of religion. You will not be allowed to speak of any other God. You will not be allowed to read any material outside of that Bible. And if you try to practice anything outside of what you are forced to practice, they will imprison you and put you to death. Project Esther also speaks about surveillance. They want us having something inside of our bodies that is implanted, where the government knows our whereabouts, knows our medical history, our heart rate, our sugar, everything on a 24/7 basis. It talks about suppression, ladies. It talks about the fact that we are no longer considered people. We are the property of our husbands, meaning we no longer can drive, vote, have a bank account, go grocery shopping, wear what we want, have our hair the style that we want it. We are forced to be the property of our husbands and women. It speaks about sterilization. It speaks about when women are born, when girls are born, being immediately sterilized after birth. And when you become of age to have a baby, they will grow said baby in a lab and implant it in you so that they can have the white male child that they want for this Project Esther to come to fruition. According to Project Esther, there is no more LGBTQI+. It's gone. It's eradicated because there are no more lesbian and gay people in the United States. That's right. If you're male and you're gay, you have an opportunity to become straight. And if you choose not to become straight, then you will be put to death immediately. And women, they don't really give a fuck if you're lesbian or not because you still have a working womb. So you'll be forced to marry a man anyway, and oh well, just deal with it. Project Esther isn't just a legislative plan. It's a theological plan as well, with roots in dominionism. And if you don't know what that means, it means having control over all living things, human beings, plants, animals. It means that as a man, you control everything like a god. It states very clearly in Project Esther that it has been written to replace the Constitution of the United States with biblical law. That is the whole purpose of Project Esther. Criminalization of abortion with death penalty being the reward will be a national thing for all of us. It won't matter state by state anymore what your governor and your senator say. As a nation, abortion will be criminal and you will be put to death. All public and private schooling will be completely eradicated. All children will be homeschooled through religion. And the best part, chat, for anybody who resists, for anybody who defies this particular law, there are re-education camps to repurpose your brain, to make you more compliant and willing to be a servant of Project Esther's law. By the way, none of this is written in code. I'm not assuming or coming up with ideas based off what I read. No, this is quite literally how it's written. Very, very, very blunt for all of us to completely understand what we're about to face. Project Esther, like Project 2025, was written by the Heritage Foundation, so it's obviously backed by Christian nationalists. But it is so deeply rooted in white supremacy and Nazi rhetoric that it literally makes my skin crawl. And if it doesn't make your skin crawl,
Listen, if it no go so, it go near so. Let me read these comments. Donna says that's why they're incarcerating innocent people to enslave them through illegal labor. Juliet says
Yeah.
that is the reason why the rural communities are complaining now. The government is just finding out how much Caucasian really is on welfare and food stamp. They thought they were only targeting one group only to find out they're targeting their own who use it more. So I encourage each and every one that don't take it from this young lady, don't take it from me. Let's all research. You know, voters did not research. It's alleged that voters did not research Project 2025. And it's alleged a lot of what is going on now is based off of Project 2025. So we have been forewarned now about this alleged Project Esther. Let us do our own researches and find out about this and proceed forward correctly. Yeah.
Well, I did some research.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jai.
Um, and it's so crazy because, and this is why I encourage everybody to do your research on it, because it will connect a lot of dots and make a lot of nonsense make a lot of sense. It was so interesting that the caller mentioned that Bill Gates' mother is the one who suggested something. Um, and hey, this can be a conspiracy theory, but even with this whole deportation thing and how it was affecting farms, and how I kept mentioning, hey, Bill Gates kept mentioning he wanted to get into quote unquote farming. When all of the individuals began getting deported, who was hit first? Farmers. So there's a lot of farmers selling land, selling equipment for lower rates than what you probably would have gotten it for, let's say, if they were in full production and decided to sell. And who would be able to reap those benefits, or probably even getting them quietly? Somebody who may have came up allegedly with a product called a pill. I'm just saying, look it up. Um, but I feel like if you pay attention to what's going on and what was in Project 2025, um, you will see that it's literally like the prologue, like she explained, for allegedly Project Esther. I also would say start looking into that Christian nationalist group, the Heritage Foundation. They make a lot more noise than a lot of people think they do. And their
Mhm.
ideology is insane, my perspective.
Yes.
It is insane, the things that they believe.
Mhm.
Personally, it doesn't give Christian. It gives very demonic.
And you see, the thing is, those are still the ones they call the rednecks. That's them. It's the same people, the ones they call the
But
clans,
those are
the
just the
ones they
followers.
call the hooters. That's them. You see
They're
what
just
I'm
the
saying? Too? They
followers
all
though, but
comprise of
there's a billionaire chain that's
it.
that has these followers, and they're quiet. They make a lot of noise, but they're quiet about it. And
Mhm.
another suggestion, and I keep saying it, and I know you guys keep hearing references to it, but you see it playing out. Please watch that show, The Handmaid's Tale. I'm not saying you have to absorb every bit of detail that's in there, but really look at the bigger picture, and even things that happen in the show are happening today. Look at the lady that was just in Atlanta that they tested out as an incubator with her baby.
Yeah.
That was a whole episode. Okay?
It's a lot of demonic and
Yes.
spiritual thing going on that we're not aware of. You hear me? And
Yeah.
even that's the one of the even the reason why I was gonna bring up that young man that died, and not just him alone, but also the one that was with DeGeneres that also died. That was used to star with her, and many others. You know what I mean? And it makes you wonder there is something going on and something deeper than we might be seeing or we're even thinking of. Now, I'm not going to say Kumadari. I don't even want to mention that name, but it's assumed that, or it's alleged that this group of people, they do certain things at certain time of the year, and all of these people that supposedly be martyrs, you know. But we're not even gonna get into that. But it is so deep, and what we're seeing and what we're thinking, it's even deeper than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
And I don't want to push my opinion after I did my research because again, I'm still researching on everything, but and that's why I'm not getting too deep into the information that I found because
mhm,
I really want everybody to take a moment and to really look at it. Just take
yeah,
a moment to look at it. And that's
mhm,
why I made the comment about they're running with a Christian narrative, but it's very demonic.
mhm.
And it the dictatorship that they're pushing now, it's a lot of things that they're pushing now. It makes sense when you really start looking up the alleged Project Esther.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And you know what? They say that Christian narrative for black folk because it says honor your master. But however, now they're believing in all that. You know, the King James version of the Bible was to sub for us black folks to honor our masters.
Yep.
No, but it didn't work that way. Now they're saying that we're woke. I hope that we never go to sleep because what
Yes.
we're seeing right now is what's to come, and we have to be awake for that.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is we say to prepare, right? And however you see that preparation and what that looks like. Um because there's even the same way they want to track you is the same way they can take away your passport when you get to the airport to try to leave. Let's say a catastrophe happens and they say, "Oh no, that's a US passport. You can't go anywhere." But the depths of what they want to do, it gets even more a little scary because let's say you did decide to leave. How do we know another country doesn't think that this is a great idea and pick it up? Jamaica, for example, they're talking about low birth rates. It's a problem. She mentioned the LGBTQ community. But one thing, those are two of the face of what they have really going on. And again, like they said, they're pushing their race. So
Because
that's why the low birth rate thing is a thing. And again, I'm going to shut up now because I want everybody else to look at it.
listen, even right now, it's a big thing in Jamaica in regards to the low birth rate.
Mhm.
They are trying to encourage persons now to have children, even in Jamaica. So, is this the coming where you can run but you can't hide? I mean, these are things that
Cost of living is hard. People, children cost too much now, so people don't want to have kids because they can't afford it.
yeah, but
Well, I made my quota,
You're
Lady D, I
right.
made my
People are way
quota.
too long.
what you
I
said,
got
Jazz?
5.
What what you
Like,
said,
what
Jazz?
is going on
You
right
made your contribution, right?
Wait a minute,
Yeah, I
Jay.
made my contribution. I got 4 boys and 1 girl, so I got 5, so
I
I'm
know
good
it.
in that area.
But the scary part is they're just going to it's you're basically women are basically going to be Cows.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Right.
breeders.
Wait a minute. Caller, you were saying something?
What I see going on right now is the Jim Jones effect. Drink the juice.
Yes.
Juice. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yes.
from the East know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the Jim Jones effect. Drink
Drinking
the
the
juice.
Kool-Aid.
Drink the
Mm,
That's right. That's right.
Control, control,
yup.
Yeah, I
Control.
agree.
And
control.
pretty much the Hitler era too, the white
Oh.
race,
Yeah,
pure white race.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep, yep,
Aryans, yeah.
yep. Control.
It's a
What they
scary
trying to let
thing.
the
Yeah.
whole world be what socialist? No, I wouldn't even say socialist. Hitler regime, right?
Your phone is going in and out.
Okay, I thought it was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I just hope everybody, and then you gotta think,
One moment, die. One moment. The caller was completing her thought, so
oh sorry.
I was muting a couple of
So
you all
sorry,
so she
Jai.
could complete her
Listen,
thought.
I love you, Jai. Listen, I love what you say, okay? What we're seeing right now, we would love a black community. But as soon as they see the black community thriving, they're going to do something about it. Because black people, we had our own banks, Black Wall Street. Let's
Hmm.
talk about all that.
Yeah.
I think I'm just in
My
my
answer,
ignorant era where I'm like, if you want to burn something of mine, I'll burn yours. But I get that's not right either. So I get it.
but you know what? My answer to that is in our communities, we need 24-hour community policing. So we're not depending on the police. The community is actually taking place to police. So if anything's happening, they're aware of it, and we have like a signal where you can alert everybody, and we go through our emergency function. There's just a way to do things that we can.
And I think that's the point I was trying to get
Resurrecting the
across. It's a
Black
new
Panther
time,
era.
new era. Let's do something new.
Well, Donna says that's the hidden agenda to decrease the human population. That's why they created prostate cancer and fibroids. And Gillette says, well, Trump, 47, once stated that he thought that Hitler is the best leader of all times.
Yes,
He did.
he
Well,
did.
we only have 2 minutes left on the clock. So we're going to have to definitely wrap this up as usual.
We was 5 minutes late.
You started to sound like Donna.
I'm taking a page out of his book.
Listen, Lady D,
Yes.
you guys have a good night. It's always a pleasure on Thursdays, okay? Always a pleasure on Thursday. I'm off today, so I'm home.
All
So,
right.
yeah, you guys
Thank
have a
you.
All
Thank you
right.
for coming. We enjoyed you.
And participating. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you for
Absolutely.
participating with us. Thank you for participating with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate when we have listeners that call in, text in, and just interact with us. And because that's what it's all about. We're reasoning with one another. So we definitely appreciate you.
You guys have a good night.
All right, you as
Good
well.
You too.
night.
Good
Good night.
night. Thank you.
Well, man, we're going to wrap this up. Want to say thanks to Juliet, to Donna, to Don Miner, to Eva, to Keith, to Ricky, to Sharon, to each and every one whom text in on here, and to the caller that called in. We want to say blessings and thank you for continuing to support Reasoning Thursdays. Let me tell you, share it. Share Reasoning Thursdays with your friends and your family and tell them to come on and join. Because once again, together, this is what they said, together we stand, divided we fall. And I think this is just the correct platform for us to come together and put our minds and our thoughts and reason on it and come to an understanding. So blessings once again to each and every one. Want to say big shouts to the YouTube's radio. Blessings to you all. Want to say big shouts go out to the Victorious 89.1 FM, Massive and Crew, and to everyone that listen on the DA Powerhouse platform. May it be through our telephone lines, our websites, our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, well, however you all are listening to us. We just want to thank you for listening and participating. You can always go back if you missed any part of the program. You can always go back to our YouTube channel. That's DA Powerhouse Radio with the you on the YouTube, and view our programs. As a matter of fact, we even asked you to share those programs with your friends and say, hey, did you miss this program? You need to check this out, and send it on over to them, and let them know that, hey, take a view, take a listen to this. This is making sense. And if it doesn't, just pick the sense out of the nonsense. All right. So that it makes sense to you. Okay. And as I always say each and every week, I love this platform because we can agree to disagree, and we definitely try to bring as the facts as we can bring it. All right. Under allegeds and so on to you all. Gillette says they don't want the minorities to succeed. Look how many cities was built by them and then destroyed because they were doing better than that. Though thought would happen. And then she says, don't forget repeats are on YouTube. I just said it. Thank you so much, Gillette. Blessings upon blessings. You all want to say good night. Michelle, you're up there at top. Michelle. All right, Noni, you want to say,
Yes. Oh,
okay, go ahead. You want to say River Dolce to the listeners?
yes. Good evening. Good night. It's been a pleasure. I wish all of you a wonderful evening. See you next week, same time, same place. Great being with you, panel, and thank you for all our guests and contributors.
Blessings. Noni.
Bless up. Peace and blessings to everyone, Lady D, and this whole panel. Thank all the listeners, all who chimed in via telephone, all the social media networks. Continue to like and share each Reasoning Thursdays. Bless up. Good night. I'm
There
out.
is all right. The respecter.
Safety to you all.
All right, Jai.
Just one last thing, because I know I'm saying bye. I didn't get to respond about Jamaica's oiling, and I would say Jamaica's so unique. I don't think you guys realize that the island is the top of a mountain, so I don't think it's a good idea. But thank you guys for listening, and see you next Thursday.
And next Thursday we'll bring up that the situation with Jamaica again, because I wanted to play the recording from the young lady who was crying out to the Caribbean and also to Jamaica government to stop the drilling. So we're going to touch that next week. We're going to touch that as well. Queen.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because you know this drilling thing and this oil business, we have been talking about this for a couple of months now, even a year now. We've been talking about this. So that's a good thing that is coming back into play because it's not over yet. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, it's a pleasure every week coming on and sharing our thoughts and ideas with you all, and even just communicating with each one of you. Thanks to the panel. I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed week and weekend.
All right. Everdeen said, "What's the topic for next week?" We're gonna be touching. We're definitely. I look like we're gonna be skating a little bit on this alleged Project Esther, but we're definitely going to be touching Jamaica and the oil and the drilling and the effects of the drilling and whatever other thing that comes throughout next week. We're going to be touching that as well. So blessings to you, Eva. Wants to once again just invite each and every one to listen to the Lady D show each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. It's a little different forum. It's based off a lot of music, I give you your entertainment news, your headliners for the week, your joke of the day, what you know about it. Did you know? Touch a little bit of R&B, some reggae, some scat, and some soca, and a little bit of Afro beats and dancehall. This week, I'm going to be focusing on festival. We are coming to Jamaica Independence and the Jamaica Festival competitions and so on. So I'm going to be dropping a lot of those festival music. Alrighty, so check me out for this Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m. And also, it's all about love, nothing but love, each and every Sunday night with Blossom, Cool G, and myself. And trust me, if you're missing all about love, you're missing a lot. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. We give you your love numbers, colors, the best in love music. We have your love questions and your love poems. So just tune in each and every Sundays from 7 p.m. up until the 9 o'clock hour. It's a good thing to sit back with the one that you love or with yourself, loving on yourself each and every Sunday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Love you all. Thank you all once again for the support. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. As we say, good night.
Good
You're
night.
in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the best in music. Just keep it log it on to dapowerhouseradio.com.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the